Hi, how are you? This is Most Merit. That's my business name. And my name is Ajay Samuel Oluwasegun. I want to be talking on what's it called? Failed children, failed child, failed child, that's children. So you'll be surprised that I'm talking about failed child. Uh, don't be surprised because mostly what we've been hearing is failed parent. So what do I mean by failed child? Failed child some child that are well brought up in a good home, but by the time they got out of their mother's or father's vicinity presence, that they are now on their own, they could not do things with their right mind again. They could not, they feel lost when they are alone. So at this point, that child will be wondering about looking for somebody to praise him or her up. So these are the points where some children failed. And what actually causes a failed child? Failed child sometimes mostly are caused by when a father or a mother are trying to tame a child. They tame the child to the point that the child do everything because they are there. But they never pay attention to that child. What if they never ask themselves, what if I'm not there? What if this child is not with us? What if this child travels somewhere else? What if someone take this child to a place we are not? What if this child is left home alone for a month? For a year? What will this child do? That's why some children get to university and they mingle up. Some of them join Curtis, some of them join Aristos, all this uh, what's it called? This lady is that Olosho. Sorry to use that. That's in Nigerian language. Olosho. That's where men come for them and take them out and have their way with them. So what actually caused this? It's because sometimes parents. I think parenting has to do with. Yeah, there should be a class for parenting, an educational system for parenting. Sorry to say that. I'm yet to have my child, but it's coming on the way by God's grace. But and that doesn't stop me from saying it. Some people will say, it's easy to say than to do. You be your own. You're almost getting there. You will see how you will do it. I want to enlighten you on something that some things are gift. Some things are gift. So don't desert it. Uh, I might be saying it actually so easy, but if you will pay attention to what I'm saying now, don't look at the fact that I don't have a child yet. You can actually learn from it because you don't know where God actually want to come through to speak with you. So what I'm saying is that by the time those children are with you and you make them do everything, you will think you have a good boy. You think you have a good child, but unknown to you, the child is just doing those things because you are there. What if you are not there? That's what I asked the other time. So what I would just say is that ah, hmm, sometimes all these things are seriously cause a lot of confusion, commotion, and home breakage. You know, when we don't really pay attention to some of these things, why do they actually become that? You want to go out, you want your children to do everything. In fact, to a point whereby the parents want their children to do the kind of job they have in mind. You want see how there's a way to actually work on this. And most of these kind of children can is not they are not stout. Let us be careful. They are not the children you will find on sleeping on that bridge. Now that is where to the church now these days, I would say that's the demon that we have been outgoing now that we don't know to the church. Because some of these children, you've made take them and make them do things to the point whereby uh, they don't they actually they only have one direction of life. They don't really understand most things. That's why some of them, reason why they fail, let me tell you, is that not because you've not done well to train them. Actually, you've tried to train those children. But what actually happened was that they've only focused on how you take them. They've not really learned the life themselves. They focus on what you've been giving them, but they've not really learned the life they are in themselves. And one thing you don't know about this life have its way. This life is a lesson on its own. And if you only want them to see life from your perspective, by the time they get into the real world, they get it wrong. But if you allow them to really pick that life and run it well, by the time they now leave you because they've learned so much about life, even while with you or around you, or you make them see life on their own, they will be able to handle life well. Some of them become pastors, and at the end of the whole thing, they realize that there's something they've been missing, and they could not control it. Truly, they now, do you know, there is a point whereby after they've gotten everything they need, they become they now want to get more. They feel they can do and undo, they can get more. In fact, there was a radio program I was listening to on Sunday. Okay, this Sunday, recent Sunday, this past Sunday, and the lady said she has been introduced to lesbianism. Uh, and the person who introduced her to lesbianism said it is a normal thing now. It's a normal thing that people do. And why did that happen? Because the two parents are not together anymore. But what I'm trying to pick up from there is that uh, what I'm trying to pick up from there is that the lady said who introduced her into it said it is a normal thing. So by the time you have make your children do according to how you want, and they follow all your bidding, now they are now alone. How will they? That's why most of the children who failed, sometimes now these days, let's watch it well, are children from a good home who have their father and their mother sometimes. Go and watch them, even when they are leading places, there's a point in time in life that they get lost. Because of what? They don't understand that aspect because they've not been exposed to it. So what we just say is that in this sense is that what parents need to do, whatever your children want to do, wherever your children want to go, instead of you taming them, some parents don't want their children to go far away from them so that they can set eyes on them. You setting no eyes on them doesn't solve anything. What will happen. But you praying for those children will solve quite a lot of things. Let me tell you, if your child is under your nose and still want to smoke, the child will smoke. If the child want to be an olosho, will still be. But the prayer you pray for them will still bring them back. So what I will just say is that don't let the parents cease from praying for their children. I was asking somebody last time